To the three games that have taken place today, this is how the Premier League table looks at the end of the weekend. Aston Villa inside the bottom three, but they did get their first goal. It's just 3 points from their opening 5 games, though. As for Newcastle, they find themselves in 13th place on 6 points, but 1 win, and suddenly they're catapulted into the top half of the table and in the mix with the teams that are challenging much higher up. Manchester City are in 9th place. That's their worst start to a season in 19 years, and they find themselves 8 points off Liverpool at the top of the table. Sunderland are on 8 points. Bournemouth move into 4th. Arsenal are in 2nd, and it's a 5-point gap between Arsenal and Liverpool at the top of the table. Look, there's lots been made about the level of Liverpool's performances so far this season. What have Manchester City got to do if they're going to try and close that gap? What do Arsenal have to do if they're going to try and close that smaller gap to Liverpool, who look, if not perfect, then certainly relentless at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, every game Liverpool play, you always feel like before the game they're going to score 2 goals. You know,
and possibly concede 2 goals.
Yeah, maybe, but you always feel like they're going to score 2 no matter what, and that's just on a normal day. On a better day, they'll score 3 or 4. And that's what's won them the title, certainly last season. Yeah, it's fair to say they haven't been at the best this season. But huge victory yesterday. But Liverpool yesterday, the first 45 minutes, and at times midweek against Madrid, was pretty good. So you're starting to think, OK, they're getting closer to where, you know, they need to be and want to be. I think we've just seen signs in the last couple of games that, yeah, you know, that they're on the right way.
When Liverpool won the league, was it 4 or 5 years ago, the following year they were awful. They weren't good champions. But the way they've started this season, they look like they are up for it. Obviously, recruitment's been brilliant. The manager comes across very, very well. They're digging deep, and they're a big goal threat. We talked about Arsenal's lack of quality, I suppose, from open play, was when you see Liverpool and the way they're attacking, even on a bad day, you think they're going to score, like Jamie said, 2 or 3 goals, and that's a great sign. Obviously, they'll want to tighten up at the back. You'd always worry about an injury with 1 or 2 of the centre-halves, particularly Van Dijk, but as long as all these players are fit, options off the bench, you've got a manager he looks hungry, he looks focused, he never slips up, he's coming across well, they're digging deep. It'll be very, very difficult to stop Liverpool. And momentum's a huge word in football, and Liverpool have that already at this stage of the season.
So what's the difference between Arteta and Slot that you've seen?
Well, I believe Slot is going out to win football matches and not afraid of giving up chances and losing goals, because he'll probably feel, and again, it still might be nerve-wracking for some of the supporters going, we want to be tight at the back, but part of football obviously in entertainment. When I played for United, we would give up chances and sometimes goals, but we always felt we'd 2 or 3 in us. So it's just a different mindset of a manager, different backgrounds, Arteta, whatever it might be, Slot being Dutch, it's a different mindset. I think when you look at Liverpool, they're entertaining to watch. Every game they've played so far this year, you think, listen, they might lose this, same in Europe, but they're finding ways to win. And that is a brilliant trait to have.
Jamie said earlier you think it's between Liverpool and Arsenal for the title at this stage. Manchester City will certainly involve themselves in that conversation. Do you think they're strong title challengers?
I think they'll be there or thereabouts. I said when we had a prediction before, I said if Liverpool get Isak, I think that would be the difference. I think Arsenal go out and they get Gyökeres, who's still finding his feet, Eze, who they brought in as well, Zubimendi, all good players. And going back to Arsenal and some of them results where they're getting draws, if you can change them draws into wins, they'll challenge as well. But I just feel sometimes you look at Liverpool now, and Jamie's summed it up perfectly well. You're not playing well, but you're still winning. They've got game changers. Football's not always just about tactics. Sometimes you see the game today, Man City wasn't your usual self, but Liverpool have big players in big moments who can make the difference. And that might be the difference in the end. And when you've got Ekitike and Isak and Gakpo and Salah and Wirtz and Van Dijk and Konate, and then we're not even talking about the fullbacks. Carragher is still settling in, and Frimpong as well. It was excellent for Leverkusen. But in terms of the quality, individual quality, Liverpool have the best 11.
So yes or no for City?
Well, I said they will challenge, but I think the difference will be them having an Isak.
Liverpool, you know, they done it last season as well. People saying, oh, this season, it's an easy start they've had, but they just kept going until no one could catch them up. And I think that they're doing the same thing now. The difference is this season is that they haven't really started playing brilliantly apart from the first half in that game. And when that clicks in, I don't know who's going to stop them.
It's good while you're here to talk about this wonderful striking dilemma that he's going to have and has. He's got Isak in eventually and obviously needs minutes. But Hugo Ekitike has arrived, 3 goals in his first 5 Premier League games and 1 in the Community Shield. And there's been suggestions that perhaps he might not have signed for Liverpool if he knew that definitely Isak was going to go.
For sure, I think he have a choice. If he knew definitely that Isak would be signing for Liverpool, he would never have joined the club. But now he's already here. He's already at Liverpool, doing the job. Now he has to focus on scoring goals. Obviously, we all knew that now there is a lot of games every 3 days, every 4 days, and he will have his chance to play.
He's hit the ground running in front of goal, man, hasn't he?
Which is beautiful. That's what I said. At some point, I can see them, if they don't have a choice, they have to play with 2 strikers. Him and because he likes to come deep and take the ball and run, and he can control the ball. Technically, he's very good. Same as Isaac. Obviously, if you have to choose one, Isaac would definitely stand in front of him because he got more quality. He knew this league better than Ekitike. But both of them, obviously, it's a good signing for Liverpool. Now they have a choice, having 2 great strikers. They have already won the league last season. They want to win it again without any of them. I think now they knew that having both top strikers in the league, they have even a bigger chance to win it.
They've won the league with Diaz and Nunez in the squad. They've gone. And Isak, the second top scorer in the league, and Ekitike, who's got 3 in his first 5, have come in.
Yeah.
So the reigning champions, arguably on paper, even stronger.
Yeah, with a Florian Wirtz thrown in there for good measure.
Just for 100 mil.
Yeah.
On the bench.
Yeah, look, they look strong. They do look strong, no getting away from it. And they're doing that thing where they're winning without playing well. And as the boys have touched on here, they are going to start playing well. Arne Slot has proved himself. He's a top manager. Look at the way Liverpool came in he came in last year. A big hole, Jurgen Klopp. How are Liverpool going to carry on? They didn't just carry on, they got better, they got solid. He's well coached, well drilled. He's getting some good time with his players. If he can get them firing, as Wright touched on, and Addy, they're going to be really tough to stop.
How do you see this Isak Ekitike thing developing, medium term here, when they're both fully fit and scoring?
Well, if that's true, that he didn't know that he was definitely going to sign, otherwise he wouldn't have signed, then there's going to be a problem, isn't it? Because, he's playing well. What's going to happen now? Isak's got to play. He's £125 million, whatever it is. So there's going to be some form of problem. He's going to either have to play out on the left or something, and he's doing brilliantly in the middle. That Isak's got to come in and he's got to justify his tag. So we're going to have to see how that one pans out, Steve, simply because if I'm Ekitike, I want to play. I want to play every week.
And he's playing and scoring.
He's playing and scoring. So all of a sudden now, Arne Slot's got a massive problem because he's got a striker who's scoring, but he's got a striker that's got to come in and play because, they bought him for a lot of money. So, hopefully that will kind of derail him a little bit.
They're derailing. Pep's playing 5-4-1.
Exactly.
Pep's playing 5-4.
That's what we need. Pep
Arsenal using long throws.
But the thing is that if I'm a striker, Addy, that is already worrying me. Because obviously when Ekitike signed, that it wasn't happening. I know it was still all going on with Isak, but then all of a sudden he's signed. There's no way Ekitike is in his house thinking, this is fine, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
He knows he's got to hit the ground running, he has. But now what's got to happen, Steve, is that Isak has now got to start showing, well, why are we taking him out? Because Liverpool fans are singing his name loudly. So now Isak's the one that's got the problem in coming in, and he's got to try and displace Ekitike, and that's how it should be.
Liverpool have officially returned to training this week, with manager Arne Slot receiving a welcome boost as several key players stepped back onto the pitch. Among them, Ibrahima Konate and Connor Bradley, both of whom had been sidelined with injuries, have rejoined the group for full sessions at the AXA training centre. Their return marks a significant step forward in Liverpool's preparation for a congested fixture schedule across domestic and European competitions. Slot also provided a positive update on Alexander Isak, who is now deemed fit enough to play up to 45 minutes as he continues building match sharpness following his arrival and early fitness setbacks. The timing couldn't be better. With the Reds looking to find consistency under Slot's new leadership and keep pace in the Premier League title race, the return of defensive reinforcements like Konate and the added attacking depth from Isak could prove vital. Training sessions have reportedly intensified, with a focus on pressing drills, transition play and sharpness in front of goal, hallmarks of Slot's tactical identity.